Aging is often regarded as the inevitable consequence of living, but what if that narrative is changing? As scientific research advances, some predict that in the next 50 years, we might be able to halt the aging process entirely, creating a future where people remain youthful indefinitely. The notion of age reversal is becoming increasingly popular, with significant investments from both private and public sectors in a bid to unlock the secrets of aging. But as promising as these developments may seem, there are many uncertainties and potential risks that come with this pursuit. The science behind anti-aging treatments is still very much in its infancy. While we have some tantalizing glimpses into the future, like the discovery of longevity genes and advancements in gene editing technologies, these ideas are far from becoming a reality. One major challenge is the ethical and biological implications of drastically altering the aging process. Even if we were able to stop aging or slow it down significantly, what does it mean for human society? Living longer might sound like a dream, but it could come with unexpected consequences that could challenge the very fabric of society, economics, and even individual well-being. A key question that arises is whether aging should even be considered a disease to be eradicated. Aging is not just a biological process, it's also deeply tied to evolutionary principles. The disposable soma theory suggests that organisms age because natural selection favors reproduction early in life over long-term health. In other words, the biological systems are designed to prioritize survival and reproduction during the prime of life, leaving maintenance and repair of the body less of a concern as the organism ages. If we alter this balance by extending life without addressing the deeper issues of aging, could we end up with a society full of aging individuals who are physically frail but live far beyond their prime? Take, for example, the work of scientists like Cynthia Kenyon and others who've experimented with gene modifications to extend the lifespan of animals like roundworms. While these genetic interventions have shown promise in lengthening life and delaying aging, the idea of applying such technologies to humans is fraught with concerns. Gene modifications, once made, are irreversible. The potential for unforeseen side effects or the disruption of natural biological processes is high, and it's unclear what long-term effects altering the human genome could have. Another avenue being explored is epigenetics, the study of how environmental factors can influence the expression of our genes. While epigenetic modifications hold some potential for reversing aging, they also come with significant risks. Epigenetic reprogramming has already shown some success in lab animals, including the rejuvenation of old cells by manipulating certain proteins. However, this process is not without its challenges. The complexity of human genetics means that even small changes to how our genes are expressed could lead to catastrophic consequences. Could we inadvertently create a new class of diseases by tampering with the epigenome? What happens when the body's finely tuned mechanisms are disrupted? The idea of using drugs to reverse aging is also gaining traction, but again, we must ask whether this is truly the solution we're looking for. There are drugs that have shown potential in extending life and improving health in aging animals, drugs like dasatinib and metformin, for example. These have been shown to target senescent cells, cells that no longer divide and contribute to inflammation, thereby improving the quality of life and health in aged animals. However, these drugs are not a cure-all. They may extend life, but they don't address the root causes of aging. Taking drugs to delay aging may simply mask the symptoms of an aging body without truly solving the underlying problems. There are also more radical ideas, such as parabiosis, where the blood of young animals is introduced into older ones to rejuvenate their bodies. While this might seem straight out of a science fiction novel, it has shown some promise in extending the lifespan of older animals. However, the mechanics of how this works are still unclear, and there are significant ethical questions surrounding the idea of using young blood to prolong life. Even if such treatments prove effective, they may create an unfair disparity in who gets to live longer and under what conditions. And then there's the social and ethical dilemma of a world where aging is no longer a natural process. We already face significant societal challenges due to aging populations, with fewer young people to support older generations. If we add more years to people's lives, especially if they are not healthy years, we might create a burden on healthcare systems, resources, and infrastructure that we are not prepared to handle. Moreover, there's a question of equity. who would have access to these life-extending treatments. If only the wealthy can afford to stay young indefinitely, we could be looking at a future of even greater social and economic inequalities. In the end, while the pursuit of anti-aging treatments is an exciting area of research, it comes with serious risks and unknowns. It's easy to get caught up in the hype and imagine a world where aging is no longer a concern, but we must proceed with caution. If we focus only on extending life without considering the broader implications, ethical, societal, and biological, we may be inadvertently creating a world that is less humane, less equitable, and ultimately less sustainable. As much as we may dream of a Peter Pan-like existence, we must ask whether it's truly in our best interest to pursue it. The road to immortality might be paved with good intentions, but the consequences of getting it wrong could be disastrous.